What is up, gamers? It is Will777 JP back at it again with another one. And today we're going to be going over the video games that I was able to beat in the month of October. So every month this year, I've been posting at the end of the month every single game that I've beat during that month, how long it took me, what I thought about them, and a little bit about what the game was about. And gaming has been uh, very varied the last couple months. There has been so many games and a lot of good games. So we're gonna go over those games that I finished, and let me know in the comment section what games did you finish or what games did you start playing. I'll be super interested to find out. But before we do, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're new. Welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so you stay up to date whenever I drop videos. And finally, shout out to the Keep It Gaming crew members for your monthly support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But October was an absolute banger of the month for me, gaming wise. I powered through 5 incredible titles, and today I'm going to break down each one with a spoiler free tease on the story, my thoughts on the gameplay, and what makes them truly unique. No major plot twist here, I promise. And like I said, I will go over with you guys how long they took me to beat, and also the date. But let's go in with the very first one, which you guys are looking at, and that is Dying Light the Beast. I beat this game October 4th, and it took me 50 hours. With Dying Light the Beast, a majority of the gameplay was done in September, of course, but October 4th is when I beat it. 50 hours. It was a decent time, or it took me a 50 hours. It's a long time. I want to say, about 80% of the side quests, and of course, I did the main campaign. Man, I love the game. I love the Dying Light games. It's a digital only title, which I got for free not free, because I got the Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition, and there was a DLC that they were gonna do, but they didn't do it. Or it was Dying Light the Beast, but it blew up. It grew to their original scope, so they just decided to do original game from it. But Dying Light the Beast, this one's a return of form for the series. I made a review on this one. It picks up the saga of the original protagonist, Kyle Crane, after some seriously twisted events that left him changed. I mean, the story's got a simple but super engaging hook that pulls you right back into the zombie apocalypse vibe. Gameplay wise, it's pure parkour fueled chaos in a refined open world. It's crunchy, it's weighty. Combat, where you bash, slice, and soar over hordes. It scratches that parkour combat itch, especially terrifying at night when things get extra spooky. What sets this apart? The monstrous twist on the formula turns it into a playful sandbox of gore and mayhem, blending goofy fun with heart-pounding terror like no other zombie slasher. Do I recommend this game? Yes, I do recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the Dying Light series. I know some people didn't like Dying Light 2. I liked Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 was actually my first game into the series, and I loved it. I went back and played Dying Light 1, and of course I had to play this when it came out. But October 4th, 50 hours, not a late game. It was a little bit lighter than the first two, I would say, a little bit shorter, but it was just as good, and I really love it. A lot of people really like this one more than Dying Light 2. It's more comparable to Dying Light 1. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I can never get tired of zombie games. But let's go on ahead and move to our second game that I finished in the month of October. The next game that I beat in October was Silent Hill F. Now, I beat Silent Hill F October 7th. And this one was only 3 days after Dying Light the Beast, because basically from when the game came out in September, I would play an hour here, an hour there, and then after I beat Dying Like the Beast, I jumped into this one full time, and that's what I did for the last 3 days that it took me to beat it. Now, this one only took me 22 hours, but that's only one playthrough, man. Because with this game, with the multiple endings, you have, I believe it was 5 different endings. So there's 5 different playthroughs that you have to do in order to get all the endings. So after Dying Like the Beast, Silent Hill F, we're shifting to a fresh, eerie Japanese backdrop. This entry dives into a dark, character-driven tale of flawed folks grappling with their inner demons. It's a psychological depth that will stick with you for a long time after the credits. I mean, the gameplay nails that classic survival horror feel with over the shoulder immersion. No HUD, cluttering your exploration, tough but rewarding puzzles, and brutal. I mean, it's really brutal. And you know what? I don't want to minimize the puzzles because I'm not good at puzzles, so I was having a tough time with the puzzles. But at the end of them, I felt like, okay, this was kind of worth it. The combat was ambitious. It ramps up the tension. Uniqueness, it kind of reinvents a Silent Hill staple with anime inspired psych horror, unapologetic violence, and visual sound design that creates an atmosphere so thick you'll feel the shadows. But like I said, there's multiple playthroughs with this one, so I just got it done the one time. But there's multiple playthroughs, multiple endings. But yeah, Silent Hill F was the second game I beat in the month of October. And once again, one playthrough was 22 hours. I'm guessing if I did the other playthroughs, we would add on about another 12 to 15 hours per playthrough. But yeah, let's go on ahead and move on to the next game I beat in October. All right, the next one is Ghost of Yotei. So mind you, October 4th, I beat Dying Light. October 7th, I beat Silent Hill F, which were 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 days apart. But then, what was it? 15 days or 14 days later is when I beat Ghost of Yotei. That was the next game I beat in the month of October. Ghost of Yotei took 70 hours for me to finish. And when I mean finish, I did absolutely everything that I can do in this game except for one major thing. I'm sure there's a couple other little small things, like a couple little puzzles I still haven't completed, but 70 hours. If I stuck in another 5 hours, maybe 4 hours, I can get the platinum for this game. But unfortunately, I have no interest right now to do that. There was even one fight that's a very hard fight, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's a fight that you have to do on top of the mountain that is really tough. And I tried fighting that guy. I fought him for like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes or so, and I kept dying. And I was like, you know what? Let me just finish the rest of the game. I'll come back. I'll focus solely on that because right now my mind is in the story. And then I'll come finish it. But what happened is at the end of the game, I was just over it. I was just over it. So I immediately deleted the game, which it's not something I normally do, but with this one I did. But 70 hours, man, 70 freaking hours is how long it took me, which I don't mind a game being that long. I don't, especially if it's a game that I'm really, really interested in and I'm really liking and loving and enjoying. But and you know, sometimes you wish those games were even longer. But here, let me just Ghost of Yotei, right? So it's centuries after Tsushima. It's in the snowy wilds of 1603 Ezo. You step into the boots of Atsu, a fierce Ronin on a raw, vengeance-fueled path that hits some of the emotional beats that I was expecting, but missed a couple of the emotional beats that I was expecting. The gameplay is a samurai dream, right? It's fluid, it's satisfying. Swordplay across a breathtaking open world. It's packed with side activities, deep customization, and that addictive loop of. I was gonna say stealth and combat, but there's some things that happen in the game that took the stealth element out for me completely. There is a thing that you get Where in Ghost of Tsushima you got immediately, and here you get it. It depends how long you've been playing. For me, it was probably around hour 30, and by then I already got used to the gameplay, so I didn't even do stealth how I did in Ghost of Tsushima, which I really enjoyed. But this game to me is better in every way than Ghost of Tsushima in a couple different things, which to me in those couple things it fails at completely. The big one is the story. The story was a huge disappointment, which is the same argument that I had from the get go, from when this game first got announced. That we got since we got the story trailer and we got told it was a revenge story, it already took that away from me. But the things that make this game shine is the combat. It's brutal. It's visually stunning. Evolution, the bleaker weather, smarter level design to an extent, and it's it's just a fun game. But the story really is disappointing in this game, and also the open world doesn't really feel like an open world game. I mean, it does. It just feels like the sections are bigger. um, there are four sections to the map, but in order to get to those sections you have to go through this narrow pathway, which it just doesn't feel the same as Ghost of Tsushima. Now in Ghost of Tsushima, and to move the story along, you have to kind of do the same thing from getting from the first part of the map to the second. But the way that it's made in Tsushima, it makes it feel like it's you can do alternative routes, and it really feels like you can do the path that you go on. It feels like it's wider. I don't want to spoil anything, that's why I'm being kind of cryptic, but that was the next game that I beat, Ghost of Tsushima. And at this point I'm getting a little, like, I don't want to say exhausted, but I'm like, man, I played three big games back to back. They've all have been, over 20 hours long, 30 hours long. So I'm like, I need to switch it up, and that's where the next game comes into play. Battlefield 6 campaign. So this is the next one that I beat. Now this one was a very short one, man. This one took me 6 hours. 6 hours to complete. And this game, the campaign, the story completely sucked, man. I mean, it just it sucked. I really didn't. I understood what was going on, but it was super. I don't know. Like, there was nothing interesting. The missions were kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they really depended on the gameplay with this one, and the gameplay is phenomenal. I mean, just how everything feels, how everything looks. It felt so good, and the shooting. I mean, it's just a class. It's just the best in its class. But there were a lot of minor things in there that really pissed me off. For example, one of them was you're sliding down an elevator shaft cable. You have no gloves. And I'm like, how are you surviving this right now? Like, your hands will be tore up, right? Which is like little details that really don't matter, but it just kind of takes you out of that element. But it's at the start of most missions, there's you're doing some crazy combat thing, right? Like riding into a combat zone in an amphibious vehicle that is also like a little mini tank, and you're shooting these, all sorts of different weapons. And that was the cool stuff about the game. It's that. But yeah, the combat was really good, really good. But unfortunately for the campaign, it just wasn't enough for me to say, yeah, this campaign is super fire. Normally I play these games for the campaign. All the Call of Duty games I played for the campaign. The last couple Battlefields I played for the campaign, except 2042. I did not buy that one because they didn't have a campaign. This one I did. And but yeah, the campaign was super mid, but it was still a decent bite-sized game that was a lot of fun, that I'm glad that I definitely played. And then last but not least, Neva. Neva was the last game of the month that I beat, and that game, it took me 7 hours. I beat it October 23rd. And I mean, what can I say about Neva? So from the Grist team. This follows a young woman named Alba and her wolf pup companion Neva, poignant journey through a darkening world across 4 seasons. Their growing bond tells a wordless, heartfelt story of loss, growth, and nature's fight back. It's a tight platformer with clever puzzles, satisfying combat that evolves as Neva matures into a powerful ally. It's all wrapped up in a buttery smooth, with buttery smooth controls. The magic it's that is hand painted art, a swelling soundtrack, and animation so alive it feels like a Ghibli film. Profound, emotional, and one of the most gorgeous experiences out there. So I played Gris. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. This Neva's also a beautiful game, except that they add one element that Gris did not have, and that is combat. And I think that is what makes this my favorite game out the two. But after having such a heavy month with games that were long, I wanted some back-to-back bite-sized games, man. I just didn't want to dig myself into another 30, 40, 50-hour game because I beat 4 of them this month. You know what I mean? So I decided to take a step back and start playing some of the games that I have unfinished or that scratched that itch. And Neva Battlefield was one of those. Now, this game is that I beat Neva was November or October 22nd. Mind you guys that in between some of these games, there were other games I was playing. Like I played Borderlands 4, and then Power Wash Simulator came out the last week of October, which is the game that I mainly played. I mean, I stuck in about 40 hours before the month ended. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to beat it in the month of October, so that will be one of the first games that I beat in the month of November. So I will see you guys in December for the wrap-up for November. But man, no, October was a big month in gaming. I beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this month. They were all really, really good for different reasons. And honestly, guys, I feel satiated as a gamer. I just feel so satiated as a gamer. I can't wait for November and December because those are the holiday months and that's when I will have time off work. I'm also going to be having a couple weeks of vacation in between now and the end of the year. So I'm expecting for me to rack up games beat pretty significantly. But either way, there y'all have it, man. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Let me know in the comment section what games did you beat in the month of October, or what games did you play in the month of October. Here in this video, I'm only talking about the games that I beat, but there's also numerous games that I did play. But October crushed it, right? These games took me on wild rides from zombie smashing frenzies to soul-searching horror and epic revenge quests. Drop a comment, which was calling your name, and what did you beat last month? Please let me know. I'm repeating that over and over again. Smash that like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Keep it gaming.